A very happy and cheerful morning to all my dear students. I hope you all are fine at home and taking care of your health. So we're back with our social studies class. And which chapter were we doing? We were discussing chapter number 1, an approach towards the past. So yes, history. Now do you find it interesting to learn more about it? So in this chapter, we were discussing in the last class, what was it? The sources of history. That is, it is divided into two, archaeological and literary. Archaeological is what? The non-written proofs. Okay? Now what are the non-written proofs? The artifacts. Artifacts हमने discuss किया था. You remember now? Artifacts are those such kind of pottery things, that man-made things which was found in the past. जो हमारे ancestors ने, forefathers ने, जैसा उनका lifestyle था, and the things that they used to make, that was included in artifacts. Then we discussed about monuments. That is, people used to scribble on the monuments, they used to write on the monuments about the history also. Then the coins and inscriptions. So today we are going to study about the coins and inscriptions. So what do you see? Look at this coin. This is the latest one, right? It's a 2 rupees coin and I hope it is visible to you. See? So it's like every simple coin that you see at your house. 2 is written over there. But do you think the coins were same in the past? Yes or no? No, right? The coins were much different. It was made of metal and copper and all that stuff. So now we will watch the video and we will learn about it. So let's go.
Coins. Coins are valuable sources of information. These coins are made of gold, silver, copper and other metals. They tell us about the economy of the kingdom, the periods of rulers and trade activities with other regions.
So in the video you see the coins are much different than what we use today, right? हमारे जो coins अभी हम use करते हैं, and if you look at these coins, they are so different. So coins were very important even today, and they tell us about the economy of the kingdom, the period of rules and trade activities. That means during different kings, during different kingdoms, there were different kinds of coins used. And during some time, the coin was of gold, at some time it was of copper and so on. And now we are using the latest one. So the coins are very important and they tell us about what? The economy of the kingdom.
Inscriptions. Inscriptions are written records engraved on rocks, metal pillars, copper plates, cave walls, walls of temples and palaces, and on clay tablets.
See, inscriptions. Now what is it? Now as we told that earlier time, this is of thousands of years ago. There was no papers to write, there was no books, no white sheets, nothing. So what they did? This is how they used to write on the pillars and the walls. See, they used to scribble it. Now this is a clay tablet. That means ये clay से बनी है and इस पे उन्होंने mold किया है, इस पे उन्होंने लिखा है. We also saw some of the inscriptions. See, I'll show it again. Yeah, see these ones. These are of different languages. And see,
and palaces.
now see on the walls also and the pillars also. You might have visited many historical monuments and places also, where what happens? That there are such kind of pillars where there are figures made. Okay? अगर आप इन pillars को ध्यान से देखोगे, if you look at it carefully, see there is a story that they're trying to tell. They're trying to tell about the culture that was followed at that time. You see, there is someone standing, there is a lady, then there is a door also. So these are all what? These were inscriptions used at that time.
And on clay tablets, inscriptions provide us important information about events, rulings, and declarations of ancient rulers. Inscriptions also deal with the administration and the personal qualities of the kings. They also provide us with important dates of coronation, specimen of art and relation with neighboring and distant rulers.
So what does the inscriptions provide us? They provide us with the important dates of coronation, specimen of art. As I told you, it depicts, it shows us the art which was there at that time, thousands of years ago, and the relation with neighboring and distant rulers. Now if you go to Somnath, Dwarka, okay, and even the Dilwara temple also, so what you'll find? You'll find such kind of inscriptions. They look beautiful, and now because it has been thousands of years, so it has become a little light. And उनकी जो language है जिसमें उन्होंने लिखा है, it is possible that हमें वो language नहीं समझ में आए, because you saw, right? वो language also वो बहुत different थी. So they used to write in Sanskrit and different kinds of languages. So these were what? These were inscriptions.
Literary sources. Whatever our ancestors wrote is an evidence in the form of written records. These are literary sources. In the beginning, when paper was not invented, people of that period used to write on bhojpatra, the dried bark of trees.
Yes, now literary sources. As I told you that history which has a written record is an evidence, right? अगर आप पूछो कि ये रामायण है, महाभारत है, how do I believe in it? But we have a written record about it, that this is exactly what happened. There was a war, there was King Arjun, there was Draupadi. So all this we come to know because of these literary written, that is records. And this is a Bhojpatra. So in ancient times, just like we saw inscriptions, in the same way they used to write on the Bhojpatra. And what is that? The dried bark of trees. जो trees के dried leaves होते हैं, bark होते हैं, उन पे वो लोग क्या करते थे? They used to write on it with ink. See, this is how it used to look like.
They also wrote on solid rock stone, copper plates, rock pillars and tablets. It is from these records our history is made as we know it today. Handwritten records of the past in the form of books are called manuscripts.
Okay, very important. What is it? The handwritten records of the past in the form of books. What are they called? They are called manuscripts. Okay, children, don't get confused. There's inscriptions, there was Bhojpatra, that only means the dried bark of leaf, and there is manuscript, that is the handwritten record of the past.
These accounts of contemporary events help us in knowing our past and provide us information about customs, religious beliefs, and cultures of people.
Definitely, it provides us information about the culture of our country. We celebrate Diwali. Why do we celebrate? Because of the victory of Lord Ram, because they returned to Ayodhya. So how do we come to know about it? It is only and only because of the literary sources that we have. Holi bhi hum celebrate karte hain. Why? Because of the Bhakt Prahlad. So all these there are written evidences that yes, this happened thousands of years ago, and this is why we enrich our culture, we are proud of our culture. Okay.
Wonderful to know. Some scientific techniques used to date things found in excavations. Radiocarbon, carbon 14. This technique is used to date organic matters, example, bones. Thermoluminescence dating. This technique is used to date pottery.
Now children, wonderful to know are only facts. Like you should read it definitely, and don't be scared, you don't have to remember these big names. What it is? Radiocarbon, that is carbon 14, it is a technique used to date organic matters. And what is it? Thermoluminescence dating, that is the technique used to date pottery. So it is only for your information. Now let's move on to the story, chapter.
Literary sources may be divided into two groups. Religious literature. Writing that deals with religion is called religious literature. The Vedas, the Aryanas, the Brahmans, the Upanishads, Tripitaka, Dipavamsa, Mahavamsa and Jataka are all religious books of the subcontinent. These give us important information about ancient India.
Now see, the literature has also been divided into two, that is the religious literature and the secular literature. So these are some examples of the religious literature, that is the Tripitaka, Dipvamsa, Mahavamsa, Jataka, then the Brahmanas. So all these are what? These are the religious literature that you can still find out. You can still find out more information about it through Google. So for you, it is only for information. You just have to remember the names. That is, remember few names also. That is okay. So these were the religious literature. Now let's look at the secular literatures.
Secular literature. Writings which are not religious are known as secular literature. These include the historical accounts and biographies written by poets and foreign travelers. They were written to record happenings, events, administrative setup, rules and declarations by the kings.
Now the main difference between religious literature and secular is what? Religious is related to religion. Definitely that is the Hindu religion, the Jain religion, Islam. So all those kind of literature that you find out related to the religion will come under religious literature. And if we talk about secular literature, then other than religion, that is the poems, the Upanishads, if you see, that is the poems of famous Kabir Das. So all these come under what? The secular literature. See?
Arthashastra, written by Kautilya, on how to run the government, gives us information about the modern administration and contemporary society. Travelers' accounts are also included in the secular literature. A number of foreign travelers who visited India from time to time left very important social and political accounts of the country in their travelogues. Megalithians lived in India for some time as the Greek ambassador at the court of Chandragupta Maurya. He wrote the Indica.
Now see children, in this they are talking about Kautilya's Arthashastra. It is an extremely important book. And as it was written, it is a book about how to rule the government. That is, at that time the government was different. There were kings that the people used to refer to this book so that they know what exactly and how exactly we should run our government. Right? How to take decisions, how to handle people. And even today, people read about Kautilya's Arthashastra. Now apart from that, there were many foreigners who come to our place, who come to our country, and they made such kind of books. So these were all secular literature, and Now we'll study quickly about the worksheets. See, this is your worksheet. Answer the following in short. What information does the inscription provide us? Name the two literary sources. What are manuscripts? Give few examples of religious literature and the secular literature. So we'll stop over here and in the next class we will continue. So till that, take care of your health. Goodbye. May God bless you.